Welcome to the homestead. Oh my goodness, it's such a neat day today. It's really overcast and windy, and I thought I really wanted to shoot this video out at the garden, but no, it ain't gonna happen. It's too windy and you couldn't hear me, and so I decided, well, I'm just gonna make a fire and cozy in for the day. So I wanted to talk to you today about soil, and actually soil and our connection with God. That's what I wanted to talk about. Now, you think about it, how do those two relate? But you'll see in just a minute, it's really cool. So I'm going to read a really neat scripture to you. It came across my path, and I just really like it. It's Isaiah 61:11, and it says, "For the soil makes the sprout come up, and the garden causes the seed to grow. So the Lord will make righteousness and praise spring up before all the nations." Isn't that a neat scripture? You ought to look that up. It's really good. So how do I relate soil to the Lord? Well, right now in the Ozarks in southern Missouri, it's time to plant. And we've got to get seed into the ground so that we're going to get a good harvest this year. It's planting season, and it's getting ready for the soil season. I can't just go out to the garden and start planting seeds. It's just not going to work. Not in my garden. By this time of the year, in early spring, our gardens look pretty crummy. Once we've had the winter go by, and with the snow and the wind and the rain, our gardens look pretty crummy. So I've got to go out and start prepping. And I've been doing that for probably about a month now. I've been going out and just prepping the soil, tilling it, getting the weeds out. Oh, the weeds are just going crazy right now because of all the rain and the sun. And so I need to go out and I need to till the garden. I need to pluck out those weeds. I need to start putting in mulch. And I don't need to do a soil sample because I know I've got really good, rich soil. I've been working it for 5 years now. And so I've added some mulch this year, and I'm just working it in and getting things ready. And so then it brings me to the time where I have to plant. And I want to be able to get it so I have everything ready. I don't want to go out with a big surprise that, oh gosh, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. Now, I have ducks in my garden area. So I have, because they are my pest control during the growing season. They are a wonderful pest control. So I have to go in and clean up some of their little messes that they do, and I have to prepare so that they don't get into my beds. They would just love to get in there. So I'm getting some little fencing material and putting it up and making sure that they're not going to be able to get in, because they just love to stick their little necks in there and see what's in there and eat it. So the other day I walked out, and one of the ducks, I had the little fencing up, and one of the ducks was inside the garden, inside the bed, just looking around, and couldn't get out. So I had to go and open it up, and then he flew out. So, but we've got to get the garden ready. So what does your soil look like? You've got to examine your soil and see what it looks like. Is it hard? Is it rocky? Is it dry? Is there lots of clay in it? And then you've got to go in and start working it. The soil is not going to produce if it's not good. That's the whole trick of growing, is to make sure that your soil is good. It's got to be in good condition. You can't force a garden to grow. all you can do is set the right conditions. And once you've got the conditions right, you've got your nutrients in there, add a little nutrients to your soil. Maybe you need some mulch, and then you need to work it and work it and work it. Now, why I say all this, I say to relate to our connection to God, soil, and our connection to God. Just like our garden, you can't force your connection with God. You can't will your connection with God. You have to have the right conditions. And the right conditions to connect to God is, number one, your mouth. What is your mouth saying? What are your actions saying? What are your deeds saying? You've got to get these things in place. You've got to get them just like your soil. You've got to work your soil. You've got to work your connection with God. It's just not going to happen. Boom. It's taking steps. Taking steps. Just like that scripture says, the soil makes the garden grow. The underlying is what makes the garden grow. And it's the underlying things of our life is what makes that connection with God. Our lives are just like that soil. We gotta get it prepped. We gotta take one step at a time. It's an amazing analogy, the soil and our connection with God. Especially right now in this season that we're in, with the virus going on and all this back and forth with the Democrats and the Republicans and the independents and the whoever they are. You know, people are not united right now, and people are not, you can tell the atmosphere of where you live. It's sometimes it's very sad. I was watching on TV, on the news, and they were going through some of the areas in Los Angeles and some of the destitute people. You know, it's just sad. It's sad. It's sad what we hear every day on the news. You know, every day something is coming up, and so we need our soil in good shape. We need to be connected to God, because God said, if you ask, I will give. If you ask for wisdom, I'll give you wisdom. During this time, we need wisdom, you know? So anyway, I didn't want to get into it heavy. I just wanted to say, is your soil ready? You got to get your soil ready right now. Now is the time to do that. And as we're getting our soil ready out in the garden, we need to be getting our soil ready in our hearts. So, thanks for stopping by. I just totally enjoy being with you, and I am going to be planting again more this week. So I'll be videoing some of my planting, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll show you some of the little projects that are happening around the homestead. I've got some projects finished, and I've got some projects on the roll. So I'm excited. I'm excited that the good weather's coming, and we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful summer this year. Good harvest. We're going to have a good harvest. And they are opening up the farmers market. So on the first week in May, I'm going to be at the farmers market, and I'm going to be selling some of my starts. I hope they sell. But anyway, I'll have fun. So God bless y'all. Have a good day. And don't forget to love God, love people, and impact lives. Love ya from the homestead. Bye-bye.